it was like deny, 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 deny. Like, you know, unfortunately, sorry to inform you, thank you so much, we considered you, blase, blase, blah. Y'all better have yourselves a savings account, okay? So I know that y'all be coming here and y'all be wanting, you know, information on the bags and all that, but y'all better have yourselves a savings account, and I'm not playing with y'all, okay? Hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Imana, and today, honey, we got a monthly motivations, but y'all, this month about broke me, okay? And I am here to be as transparent as I can, hopefully kind of answer any questions that any of you guys may be thinking of, or if you guys know anyone who's kind of going through the same thing as me, or whatever the case may be, send them this video and let them know they are not alone. And I have a lot of words of encouragement in here. I'm hoping that this video will help someone. So the first thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is my subby shout out. I have 3 subby shout outs. The first one goes to Nicole. Hi love, she let me know that she was a new subby. The second one goes out to Lena B. By this time, honey, I hope that I have responded back to your question on where I get my glasses from, because that's what she was asking me about. And then the third one goes to Monique Z. And she was saying that she loved my Fendi bag. Thank you, girl. But hi loves, how are you? Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Hello to my new subbies. If you haven't already, then definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I'm telling you, you're gonna wanna go ahead and join a part of the family, because when I say that I got a lot going on and a lot coming up, like, I mean that in the most sincerest way. So definitely go ahead and subscribe and join the family. But if you're anyone who's like me, it typically takes me about 2 or 3 videos to go ahead and subscribe to someone's channel. So I'll have video here for you, and right here for you. And after you watch 1 or all 3 of those videos, hopefully you'll go ahead and subscribe and join the family. So now, without further ado, honey, let's just go ahead and get into this video. So August was a month of transitioning, okay? Transitioning, it was a lot of things falling into place, a lot of things that, you know, I didn't really understand, but had happened. So we're just gonna kind of start off with like my little calendar here. As you can see, it is very color coded, okay? August was a big month, so this is something that I kind of keep out in my work area so that I can see it literally every day. So let's just start from the beginning. As far as YouTube, I will say that I think we had a pretty decent month this month. Y'all really loved that Fendi bag, and I'm so glad that you did. I love it too. I literally cannot wait to start styling it. As far as the Name tees, yeah, that's on me. I definitely dropped the ball on that one. And then personal life. So you guys saw the title. I am leaving my first corporate job. My first corporate job right out of college, I'm leaving. So I'm gonna kind of tell you guys what my journey was from August and just what's been going on, honey, okay? So timeline. I went home last month in July, stayed home for about 2 weeks. You guys already know that. So that was great. I was literally living my best life, okay? I booked me a hotel room. I, you know, went out to dinner, spent all this money, da-da-da-da. And then we get to August 5th. And August 5th, I, you know, had a conversation with my boss, and it was kind of went a little bit of, you know, like, our team is transitioning, don't know if you have the right skill sets. And I had been thinking that that my chapter at this company was coming to an end anyways. So it was, you know, pretty mutual in a way. So literally got the news on a Thursday, and y'all, I couldn't even cry about it. Like, couldn't cry, I couldn't be emotional, none of that. For those of you who don't know, like, I'm spiritual, so I'm a Christian, and literally all I did was just kind of look up, and I was like, I know that we've been talking about this, Lord, but like, dang, like, I was at least giving myself until like October, you know? So I wasn't upset. I kind of knew that it was coming. I feel like this was about the 3rd time that I had already been feeling a little bit uneasy about the company that I was at. And I knew that it was gonna come to an end. So there we are. So literally that evening, I spruced up my resume. I started calling some of my people that I knew, you know, letting them know like what my next moves were, seeing if they knew of any opportunities. I literally didn't even have a breakdown. I just kind of sat there and I was like, all right, so we are really doing this. So fast forward, I got back home to Atlanta and I literally just kind of like threw myself into work. I think I took like a week from posting, even on social media or whatever. Y'all know how I do sometimes. I done told y'all, if I'm down and out, baby, I'm not posting. So I think I took like a week or so off of Instagram or whatever. And I even think that I went like a week without uploading. So I just took some time out for myself to like really get my mind right and get my mind set and to put myself in a different headspace. You know what I mean? So it was really a grind time. So fast forward, we are now at kind of like the 11th of August. And that is when I had started like my interviewing journey. Friday the 13th was like a really big interviewing day for me. So I literally had all of my interviews, all of my goals, everything. The way I kind of set my stuff up was I put like my goals right here. So my goals for this month was to like post consistently. I tried to do that, but we kind of fell off. And then another goal that I had was to have like a subscriber goal of 9.2K. I don't think that we hit that, but like, I'm still glad that people are enjoying the content. And then these were like all of the places that I had applied to. So I made a list and everything. So that's kind of how I started off my month. Definitely have a plan, and that's what I did. So as I was like working through that, the week after that was a packed week for me. I was literally interviewing and networking and having one-on-ones and meetings almost every day that week. So it was really robust. And so then going into like last week, that's when I had like my final stages of interviews. Like, this is the last one, blah, 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 blah. And it was good. It was stressful. It was draining, but we got through it. And I was like, wow, like this has really been a long month. So a few things that I want to talk about as I'm kind of going through this is some things that I gave up. So for me, I was really trying to like manifest positive energy, manifest positive vibes and things like that. So I already told you guys that I gave up social media for like a week. I didn't post or anything. I exchanged listening to music out for listening to podcasts, and I'll link both of those podcasts that I was listening to in the description box down below. And the reason I did that was because I was really sensitive about what I let enter into my spirit. And sometimes if I'm listening to like sad or depressing music or just like really emotional music, it doesn't really help me get to where I need to be. So I said, you know what, let's just take music out and let's put in like some motivational podcast or whatever. The other thing that I did was I distanced myself from some people, and I felt that like I did that because if I felt like I was around people who weren't really motivating or people who just weren't really gonna feed into me the way that I needed them to feed into me, I was like, you know, at this point, we're just gonna take a break from this person. And, you know, I'm gonna just kind of keep it pushing, you know, stay to myself. I really surrounded myself with people who I knew would motivate me, uplift me, and like understand what it was that I was going through. So I also felt that that was really important because I don't think that people understand that like, when you're around certain vibes or whatever, like you just pick up energies, and you may not understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling or going through what you're going through. But if you're around certain people or whatever, like that can really kind of just like affect your mood and stuff like that. And so I already knew that like I was probably around some people, or I talked to people daily who was like, you know, it's not really motivating and it wasn't really helping me. So, you know, I just needed to distance myself a little bit. And then the fourth thing, y'all probably won't believe me, but I really did. I cut out all alcohol. Like, I didn't have wine down Wednesdays, okay? Like, anytime y'all thought I was probably drinking, it was juice. It was Welch's juice. So I still needed something that gave me like that wine feeling, but it wasn't alcohol. I didn't drink, I didn't go to bars, I didn't do any of that. So I cut it out, and I would just drink like the Welch's juice, you know, stay hydrated up on my water and drink a lot of tea. And then the last thing that I stopped doing was I stopped buying things that felt like a treat. So like bags to me was like a real treat or whatever. And LTL London was really coming out with some cute stuff, but y'all, like, I refused. I was like, I'm not gonna do it, because the next bag that I want to get, I want it to like mean something to me. I cut all of that out, and I felt that when you're trying to manifest something, or if you're just going through life and you're like, you know, I need to get back on track, I really do feel that it's important that you cut out some of the distractions that may have kept you from doing what it is that you needed to do. And I knew that like the music I was listening to, the people I was hanging around, just like the stuff that I was feeding me, it stopped me from, you know, having that reality check of like, am I happy corporately and stuff like that. I was able to ignore it, and that's just not something that like you want to do or whatever. So I did just kind of want to touch on that as I was going through the timeline of my August journey. So now we're kind of at the point where I was telling you that I was like interviewing really heavy, and I was at the last stages of the interview. Y'all, this week, like, y'all, Monday actually was when I was hearing back from some of the companies, and it was like deny. Like, you know, unfortunately, sorry to inform you, thank you so much, we considered you, blase. Y'all, when I tell you that like the last 2 Mondays have honestly been the worst, like the worst last 2 Mondays. I was getting nothing but bad news, and it was really unfortunate, and it really kind of like put me down in a rut a little bit. So, you know, normally on Mondays on Instagram, I post, you know, like my motivational Mondays. Y'all know there was like this past Monday, literally as I was turning my alarm off, I saw the email that like I didn't get something, and I was like, wow, like that's a really crappy way to wake up on a Monday. And I was just not it. I was just not in a good mood. I wasn't in a good headspace. So that's another reason like why I wasn't drinking, but it was not it. And even like last Monday, I think I was getting discouraged just from like not hearing back from people and stuff like that. And it really got to me. Like, I don't think that people really prepare you, and I got like a whole little spiel for this too, but I don't think that people really prepare you for how to take rejection or anything like that. So as I was experiencing so much rejection and just negativity, here are some things that I kind of picked up that I felt like helped me throughout my journey, was making sure that I had a good support system. Like, people are put in your life for a reason. So when you're going through something, like, lean on them. Like, they're there for a reason. Or if you notice that you're gravitating to certain people, it may be their energy, it may be their vibes, it may be their words of encouragement, but like, lean on them. Do not go through something so big in your life to where you feel like you're going through it by yourself, because you don't have to. Okay, so that was definitely one of the things that I picked up. And then I started journaling on my phone. So like, y'all know that I love to journal, and I have like my actual journal notebook. So I finished up my last notebook when I was in Charlotte, and I promised myself, I said, I am not starting off a new journal on negative vibes. Like, no, we're starting this journal off with like good news. And so because that's how I felt, I had started journaling in my phone, and it was also kind of like a way for me to talk to God in a way. So I used that instead of journaling in my actual journal. And then, like I said earlier, I started picking up podcasts, you know, just to stay motivational and to get my mind to think in a different perspective. And so then another thing I did was I took my self-care days a lot more seriously. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I don't know if you noticed, but like on Wednesdays, I'll post like Wellness Wednesday posts instead of Wine Wednesday. So I was posting that for me, but also for you guys, you know, to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because it is really important. Like, if you don't take care of your mental, and if you don't take care of you, then like, you're not going to be any help to the world. So I really reiterated that. So then the last thing that I did was I kept speaking positively to myself, even when I was crying. Like, I'm boohoo crying, y'all, and I'm just like, you know, like, everything's happening for a reason. Like, I'm not going through this for no reason. Like, we're gonna get out of it. It's gonna be okay. Like, literally, as I'm crying, I'm also telling myself this. So it's like, yes, I would be sad, yes, I would be down, but like, one of the biggest things that was important to me was still speaking positive about myself. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there was definitely some days where I was just like, girl, like, what are we even doing here anymore? Like, what's the purpose or whatever? But I had to stop in my tracks and say, no, like, we're gonna get through this. So definitely make sure, like, it may sound cheesy or whatever, but whenever you're going through your down moments, like, make sure that you're still speaking positive words to yourself, especially if you don't have a support system yet. Girl, get your support system. Like, get your support system, get it now. Call up a friend, phone a friend. Girl, DM me, okay? Send me a voice memo. Like, I will try to help you as best as I can, but phone a friend. Don't go through this alone, and don't be speaking down on yourself either, because you are too smart and too beautiful for that, okay? You hear me? Do you hear me? I'm so serious. I'm not playing with y'all. So that was just like another thing. And then, you know, here we go as we're progressing. Monday was a horrible day. Then we get to Tuesday. We get to the last day of the month, y'all. And I finally got a call back from the company that I had really, really wanted to get with. And, you know, they were asking me, you know, like, how did your interview process go? You know, blah, blah, blah. How are you feeling about it? And I was like, I think it went really well. I'm feeling really good about it. And then her next words were like, congratulations. They loved you. Da, 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 da. Like, we want to offer you this role, blah, 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 blah. And y'all, I got the role, which I was so happy about, because I was like literally pressed for this. Like, I gave myself a date. Actually, I was like, you know what, by August 20th. And God was like, girl, I'm gonna make you wait a little bit longer. He made me wait till the end of the month, y'all. Last day of the month. Not only that, so the recruiter had called me, and there was like some storming going on in Atlanta. Y'all, I had been waiting for this call like since Monday. I had been waiting for that call. How about my phone froze on me, and as soon as I was able to get my phone back together, how about I had a missed call from the recruiter? I started freaking out, y'all. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm calling my friend, I'm talking to my roommate. I'm like, I missed the call. Like, I had been waiting for that. And I literally looked up at the ceiling. I'm like, God, are you like playing with me? Like, are you laughing at me right now? Because this isn't a joke. Like, I really thought he was like trying to be funny, because my phone had been working all morning. And then just so happened when she was calling, my phone just froze, went out. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna let you wait about 30 more minutes. But I'm so happy that like I got the call. So I say all that to say that this month was a lot. It was a lot of tears. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of, I'm not even gonna lie, like at some point in time, like I was even self-doubting myself, because it's like, as you're getting so much rejection, you're like, dang, like, am I good enough for any corporate company or whatever? Which kind of leads me to my last bit of advice. So here's what they don't tell you about being in your 20s, because baby, ain't nobody tell me. And if they did, they didn't go into much detail about it, okay? So the first thing that I want to give some advice to is, if you are in college, if you are a junior or a senior, I don't care. Y'all need to go on ahead, go to your advisor and start asking for like internships and full job opportunities. Because if you don't get it now, it's gonna be hard, excuse my French, it's gonna be hard as hell getting a job after college, okay? If you are not in a realm. And the reason why I say that is because it brings me to my next point. When you're in college, you are competing with colleagues, okay? You're competing with people who have high GPAs just like you have high GPAs. But honey, when you get out here in the real world, you're not just competing with other college students. You're competing with grown adults who have been in corporate way longer than you have, who have more experience than you have, who have more bandwidth than you have, who have a bigger network than you have. It's not just college students anymore. And that was something that hit me hard. You know, I was even applying for entry-level roles and I still wasn't getting them, even with like the companies that I had on my resume, y'all. So it is so important that if you are in college, I beg you, go and try to get a job while you're in college. Y'all need to get that job before you walk across that stage, because if you don't, you gonna be looking for a while, okay? So do that. And then the second thing that I learned is these companies are gonna do what's best for the business, okay? So you can be a great candidate, you can have a great resume, but if what they need is someone to come in and hit the ground running without giving you a lot of training, they're going to go with the other person, even if you are teachable. If they need somebody who already knows the software, who has experience with it, your 1 to 2 classes is not going to be enough for somebody else who has been in corporate for at least 2 to 3 years and who knows that software way better than you do. So that was another thing that I noticed, because like I said, I was applying for entry-level roles, y'all, and entry-level means like you have the time and the bandwidth to teach me. No, some of these companies are like, yeah, well, you know, we posted it, but we kind of want somebody more experienced and you just don't have that anymore. So at the end of the day, the companies are going to do what's best for the business and not always what's best for you. So keep that in mind. So then another point that I have is you have to grind, okay? Like, it's not going to happen overnight. Like I said, I started like searching and interviewing at the beginning of the month. And I told myself, I said, August 20th, I'm going to have somebody 20th. No, baby, it didn't work like that. Like, my full interviewing processes weren't even done by the August 20th, okay? So you have to grind, even when you are getting those denies, even when you are being told, you know, you're just not good enough. You got to keep on going. You have to, because if you stop, you're going to get comfortable and you may not pick it back up again, okay? So it's a grind. It's a mental grind. It's an emotional grind. Heavy on the emotional part. Don't be drinking when y'all do this either. So, you know, it's a grind, and that's something else that they don't really tell you. And then another thing is it can be depressing. Y'all, when I tell you, I have never felt like this before. Like, maybe when I was in high school applying for colleges, but I don't think that I felt the level of discouragement and just depression like of what I felt now. You know, I'm thinking like, I got an apartment, I have a car payment, you know, I have bills. Like, it was just a weight on my shoulders of me trying to figure out how I was going to do this. And like I said, there were mornings where I would wake up crying. I would have many panic attacks during the day of just like the anticipation of waiting on these companies. So it weighs a lot on you. And that's why I also say you gotta have you a good support system, because y'all, there's no way that I could have gone through this by myself without my support system. It's just no way. Like, I'm calling my best friend and she's just sitting on the phone with me and I'm literally just crying. I can't even talk to her, okay? But, you know, it's the fact that she's just there. I'm in Atlanta. I have friends where I'm like, I just need to get out. I'm crying on the way there. I'm happy when I'm there, and I'm crying on the way back home. So, you know, it's gonna be a road, okay? And it's not gonna be easy, but you also have to acknowledge that as you're going through this, like, you're gonna learn a lot about yourself. I learned a lot about myself. I'm still learning a lot about myself, but those are just some things. And then lastly, y'all better have yourselves a savings account, okay? So I know that y'all be coming here and y'all be wanting, you know, information on the bags and all that, but y'all better have yourselves a savings account, and I'm not playing with y'all, okay? So I would say have a savings account of at least like 3 to 6 months for you to like live off of. I am thankful that I did not have to go 3 to 6 months without work or whatever. But y'all better have a savings account. Don't be out here buying these bags, authentic or replica, if you don't have a good savings account. When I tell you, that is probably one of the most important things. Last year, I talked about it a little bit on my channel, but like, I was on a no spend binge where I pretty much really didn't buy anything last year. I saved so much money. And you know, this year it put me in a really, really good position. But have a savings account. That is so important. And I am not playing when I say that, because if you do hit a bump in the road, or you hit life, or something comes up, or whatever the case may be, you don't want to have all those bags and all those shoes and all those clothes and no savings account. And then when it really counts, it's like, what do you have to fall back on? You can't fall back on your bags, baby. So make sure that you have a savings account. So now I was also kind of telling you like what's next for me. So I am so happy and so blessed that I have an entire month off of work before I start my new job. So all of September, I am gonna be getting my mind right. I have been seeing the video requests that you guys have been asking for. You've been asking for blogs, you've been asking for hair videos, more fashion videos. So I now will have the time, okay, to do those vlogs, to do those hair videos and all that great stuff. So I'm so happy to see what the future holds. I'm so happy that I'm gonna have a break to just, like I said, get my mind right. Maybe I'm gonna go get my back cracked. I'm going to go get a massage. I'm gonna go get a facial. I'm scheduling my doctor's appointments, okay? So I am so happy for this. I feel like everything fell into place just how it was supposed to. Even when I didn't understand why things were happening or why I was going through what I was going through, like I said, I learned so many lessons throughout this month, and I'm still learning lessons. My learning is not done, but this was a very crucial moment in my adult years. So I'm so happy that I could end this month off with some good news. I'm just blessed, y'all. I'm blessed and I'm happy and I'm smiling, and I just feel like I'm in a good place. So I hope that this video helps someone. I hope that y'all stuck around, because I know this was a long one, but I hope that you all have enjoyed it, and I will see you babes in the next one. Bye.